How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a story time of a kid, actually a girl, who wants Skibidi Toilet to impregnate her. Bro, I don't know. You guys are crazy. Gen Alpha is doomed, actually doomed. There's a girl who has a love obsession with Skibidi Toilet. Dude, I know it sounds insane, and trust me, the story is even crazier than what I just said. It is somehow worse than what I just said. I know you'll enjoy the story. So sit back, relax. This is probably going to be a bit of a longer one, so get yourself comfortable. Leave a like in the video right now to claim your free nothing. And also, if you leave a like in the video, you will also get your very own pair of cringe goggles, which will protect you from the cringe in this video, which, trust me, you're going to need it, so leave a like. With that being said, let's just jump right into the story time of the girl who wants a baby with Skibidi Toilet. Dude, end me now. Anyways, there's two guys in the story, two main people, and then also the girl who I'm going to introduce later. But there's a pair of friends, Alex and Will. And Alex is the subscriber who submitted this story, which you can submit a story to me as well. Go to Instagram, look up Connor Pugs. You'll know it's me because I have like almost 2 million on there. My reels do pretty well. Message me your stories, anything that you think would be good for the channel. Follow me, then message me the story. That's how you do it. Anyways, so Alex submitted this story, and Will is also a character who is Alex's best friend. Alex and Will have been best buddies since like before they can even remember. This is one of those friendships where like low-key the parents set up the friendship like from day one. Like as soon as Alex popped out of the womb, Will was sitting right there basically. So they've been boys since day one, and they'll always have each other's back. And throughout this story, like Will definitely is trying to help Alex out. And it's one of those situations, I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation, comment down below if you have, where your friend is messing up. They're doing something stupid, and it's usually in my case, it's for a girl, or if you're watching this, might be for a guy, I don't know. They're doing it for someone that they're interested in, and they just have these like blinders on. You know that this person is so bad for them, but as much of the good advice you give, they just can't seem to, they can't see what's up until it's too late. And unfortunately in this story, yeah, if you can't already guess, Alex has a crush on this girl, and she turns out to be a psychopath who wants Skibidi Toilet to impregnate her. And Alex stays with her for a little bit longer than he should, and Will is low-key the voice of reason. I'm just giving this context going into the story that Alex is kind of an idiot here. That's what he said, not me. That's what he said. So you're going to have a lot of moments of cringe where Alex is going to mess up pretty big. So anyways, the beginning of school. This was late August, early September of 2023. As you know, the whole Skibidi Toilet craze started in June, July, or something like that. It was getting pretty big. But anyways, it was the beginning of their sophomore year in high school. And there was a new girl, and I don't know, look, it's just a reality. Whenever like anyone new comes in, it's interesting. It's like, oh, someone new. There's this whole thing of like, oh, well, the new girl's going to get all this attention. Whether that's fair or not is not up for me to decide. But either way, the new girl usually does get attention. Like whether you like that or not, at the end of the day, they get more attention, and we're going to call this girl Ava. And for a very long time, Ava seems super cool. They seem to have like a great experience together. And it had at no point, well, not at no point, but in the very beginning, no one would ever guess, right? Not in a million years of consistently guessing random things would they ever guess that Ava secretly wants Skibidi Toilet to put a baby in her. Oh my God. Oh my God. The cringe was almost too much for me, bro. I almost seized and died right there. 1 like equals 1 prayer. So anyways, the day before school starts. So anyways, I don't know if this happened in your high school, but like for me, whenever there was new people, like they'd kind of like either be introduced early on. The parents would like be like, oh, you should go meet so-and-so. I know definitely when I was younger, all the parents in my grade, or at least a lot of them, would come together. And like when there was a new kid coming in, I think the moms would find each other on Facebook. We'd have a little intro. But definitely later on, especially in high school, I know for me, just being straight up, whenever there was like a bunch of new people coming in, somehow you'd find out either there was some way to know, and like people would know beforehand like who was coming in, and you'd go and like request to follow them on Instagram and chat a little bit. Because look, I'll just be straight up. The idea is like there's a new girl, super pretty, right? If you're there first, if you're the first good experience, you know what I mean? Like you come in, you're like, oh, let me show you all around. Let me make sure you're having a good time. I know it sounds a little corny, but the idea is like, oh, well, maybe she'll like you. I don't know. Look, I was corny and cringe or whatever in high school. But anyways, so Alex and Will are sitting there. It's the day before school, and they're going through like the accounts of the people coming. And Ava, who I told you about, and remember, you guys might be thinking, red flag, stay away. This girl's bad news. Dude, how would they know that she, like, how, let me just say, there's no red flags. Okay, maybe a couple, but there's no, like, red flags that would ever indicate that she has a Skibidi Toilet fantasy, which is insane, which is literally insane. I think you deserve to go to a not deserve, I think you need psychiatric help if you're in this situation. You know what I mean? But anyways, right, so sure enough, they're on Instagram, and they're sitting together, and Alex is like, oh my God. And Will's like, what? And so Alex like pulls up, the Instagram of Ava, the new girl. He's like, oh my God, this is the new girl, bro. And Will's like, oh, like you should definitely like go for that. And Alex is like, bro, like I low-key need to right now. Can you help me out? And Will's like, yeah, 100%. Because at this point, Will's all for her. Like, sure, why not? There's no reason for him to think that she's actually insane. There's no reason for that yet. Anyways, though, so sure enough, Alex follows her on Instagram. She follows him back. And, Alex turns to Will. Is like, dude, do I slide? Do I slide in? And look, bro, I've always had a personally me, I think there's nothing wrong with a polite sliding in. If they air you, if they don't respond to you, well, then you know that, maybe that's not maybe you're not their cup of tea or something else is going on, right? But you can have a little bit of a chat back and forth. Look, you miss 100% of the shots you don't make. I think that saying feels a little off to me, but all I'm saying is take the shots because why not, man? So sure enough, Alex decided to, we'll take a little shot, into the ether, see what happened, and bang, she responded, bro. And so Alex, 20 minutes later, his phone buzzes. He's like, oh my God. Will's like, what? And Alex is like, dude, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And Will's like, bro, what? He's like, she responded. And Will's like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, bro, let's go. What did she say? And so anyways, Alex and this girl, Ava, have a back and forth because I think Alex is like, hey, I heard you're in Connor Pugs High. It's definitely the name. Hey, I go there, are you, that's super cool, did you just move in? They have a whole, one of those basic conversations, blah, 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 where are you from? What are you excited about? And Alex is, going over being oh, and at lunchtime, you don't want to sit at that table, or you want to make sure you go there, and during our free period, the best spot to go, kind of giving all the insider tips, trying to be that guy. Which, I guess courtesy to him. Anyways, though, so they have a really good back and forth. And the next day, they walk to school because they walk pretty close. And Alex and Will every single day have walked to school together. So Alex is like, bro, oh my God, what do I do if I see her? Do I go up to her? Do I wait for her to go up to me? And Will's like, dude, relax. You're kind of tweaking on this when you shouldn't be tweaking. When you see her, you should go up to her. Be like, hey, we chatted over DMs. Are you having a good time? How's your experience been so far? It's as easy as that, bro. Because Alex, okay, the dynamic between Alex and Will was more experienced. He now has a girlfriend, but he was the type of guy who knew what to say. Very confident, was just very good when it was to talking to girls. He did a good job. Alex, on the other hand, was abysmal. He was genuinely so terrible. And this is Alex's own words, so maybe he was better than he's letting us on to know, or maybe he was somehow worse. Who knows? But what I'm trying to say is Alex would always kind of lean on Will for the expertise and the advice here, and it's been a second since Alex got any play, if you know what I mean. So this is a very big deal, and he doesn't want to mess it up, which this anxiety over not wanting to mess it up on the low is going to be what's going to make a mess up. That's the thing, bro. If you go in with kind of like, and this applies to everyone, right? If it goes into a situation where you're kind of like worried and anxious, and I'm especially chatting with the guys right now, bro. If you go into a situation where you're anxious and you're worried about like, oh, I want to talk to them, but this is my only opportunity, I can't let this slide, I'm going to give you a little short story, and trust me. So about almost a year and a half ago, I was getting no play. I was seeing no one, and kind of randomly, I met this girl, and we decided to go on some dates. It was great. I actually think, she was, into me for a little bit. I mean, she asked for the date, so I think so, right? And I completely blew it. And the reason I blew it is because I just like, the way I acted was very much in the scarcity mindset. Because I was like, oh, I'm never going to see anyone else again. This is my only opportunity. And you could just, I didn't say that, obviously. I obviously didn't say that verbatim, but you could feel it. You could feel it in the way I was texting back. You could feel it in the way that I was chatting. You could feel it in the way that I was immediately rescheduling as soon as she had an issue. So that's just something that, Alex was going through as well. So you get to the school, and they walk in, and immediately, this girl, Ava, is standing there all by herself, and Alex is like, You know that feeling when you tell the boys, like, oh yeah, as soon as I see this girl, I'm going to go talk to her. You turn around, she's right there, and you're like, well, actually, I'm going to wait a second. Now is not the right time, when you're literally just stalling. So Will's like, bro, you got to do it. Don't think about it. Just walk in. And Alex is like, okay. So Alex, like, this is not normal for Alex. He usually is like, well, blah, 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 give some, like, BS excuse or something. But, this time he actually was like, okay, I'm doing it. Walks up to her. Ava turns, looks at him, starts singing the Skibidi Toilet theme song. I'm kidding. Not yet. Wait a second. It will get horrendous. But for now, it's not bad. Ava turns, looks at him, makes eye contact with Alex, recognizes him from Instagram, has a little bit of a smile. Alex goes in there, and in his own, he says this, so like take this with a grain of salt, I guess, but he says he actually goes in there, kills it, has a great conversation. Will is very proud of his student, right? And now the apprentice becomes the master, or whatever that, saying is. Anyways, so sure enough, over the next 2 weeks, Alex and Ava, they're chatting all the time. They're getting lunch together. They're texting when they go back. Alex is yapping all the time to Will. Will's starting to get kind of annoyed by the amount of their conversation, or the percentage of their conversation went from like 5% about Alex's failed love endeavors to like 100%. So eventually, after kind of like chatting, Will at some point is like, bro, are you going to do anything about it though? And Alex was this was on one of their walks back from school about 2 weeks later. Alex is a little bit taken aback. He's kind of like, yo, relax. Like, what are you saying? And Will's like, well, you keep talking about how you're chatting with her and how you're doing this and how you're doing that. But dude, are you going to like make a move? Are you going to go on a date? Are you going to ask her for dinner? Are you going to like do something? Or are you going to kind of be in this limbo period? Alex, I know you. You're too worried to take a step. Low-key, was Will pushing this a little sooner than maybe he should have? Because 2 weeks of chatting, actually, I'd probably ask for a date around now, but I'm also more on the let me figure it out, let me get it done, let me move on type side. At least I am now. So was low-key Will kind of asking just so he could move on and they could have a different conversation? Perhaps. But also, Alex was like, well, is it too soon? And Will's like, dude, Alex, come on. You guys have had great conversations. If you're really on FaceTime for 2 hours every single night, clearly she doesn't just see you as one of her buddies. And if she does, well, let's move on sooner rather than later. Look, you spent enough time with her, because the 2 weeks almost is like a misrepresentation, because this 2 weeks was it was 2 weeks, but they got lunch together. They saw each other and stopped and chatted in school. They would be on FaceTime for like 3 hours every single night. So it was almost like a month of normal person time crammed into 2 weeks. So eventually, Alex is like, okay, I think you're right, bro. Next day they're walking in and Alex is like, I don't know what to do. Like, man, I'm so worried about this. And Will's like, bro, relax. Like, we already chatted about it. You go up to her and say, hey, like, I've really enjoyed my time together. I'm wondering if you want to get dinner with me this Friday. It was like a Tuesday or something. This Friday night at insert like a place that was pretty close by, that was kind of like a fancier place, but not like some Michelin star, super 5-star restaurant or something like that. It was a nice place, don't get me wrong. Like, it was cool and it was very datey, but yeah, anyway. So they go into school. Alex sees her, is like, oh, dude, I think I should wait a little longer. And Will's like, bro, you don't need to wait any longer. You're only saying that because you don't want to do it. You're nervous. You don't want to get a no. What you want is a response. Whether it's a yes or a no is irrelevant. What we want is a response. And Alex went in and did it. He went up to her, asked for the date, and she very happily said yes, which was not like a shocker to Will or anything. He's like, they've been yapping on FaceTime for like 3 hours a night, and it's the only person he can talk about to me. Of course they're going to go on a date. Like, it's not that crazy. Anyways, so let's skip ahead to the night of the date. They had a great week, whatever, yapping on FaceTime, chatting at lunch. Unfortunately for Will, Alex was giving him endless updates about how it was going. And yeah, it was like, Will's like, okay, man, you got the date. Like, yay. I don't need to hear anything else about it. You want to talk about Fortnite again or whatever, right? So anyways, the day of the date. It's Friday night. Or Friday afternoon. They're walking back from school. They're actually going to just walk to the place because it's walking distance. But so because I don't think he has a car yet, so he can't like pick her up or anything, and he doesn't want his mom to be like, "Okay, sweetie, I'll pick you up. Oh, are you my little baby boy's girlfriend?" Like he doesn't want to risk any of that. So, anyways, they're walking back, Alex and Will, and they're going over like, "Oh, dude, like I'm so nervous about this," and he's basically just like, "Why are you nervous, bro? It's not that deep. You're good. Don't sweat it. You're chilling. You're fine. Don't worry about it, man. If it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well." And then we move on. But it seems like you guys have spent so much time together. It's not as if you don't know how it's going to go. You know how it's going to go. Which is a lie. Because he did not know how it was going to go. Because if he did, he wouldn't go on it. Foreshadowing. Anyways, so he eventually gets there. He gets there like 10 minutes early. And he sees Ava already waiting there. He's like, oh my God. He goes up to her, and Alex is like, wait, did I get the time wrong? Like, I'm sorry if I'm late. I thought I was 10 minutes early. She's like, no, haha, I just like to get here early too. So Alex immediately thought, because he saw her waiting there, that, she was also, that he was late, like that he was like an hour late or something insane. But she also just wanted to get there early because they were probably both nervous, which actually kind of cut the nerves for both of them, because it showed that both of them were trying like a little too hard. So they're like, oh, okay, we're both nervous. We're both trying hard. Okay, we can probably that for some reason cut the nerves of both of them. So they sit down, they get seated, they go on the menu, they order whatever, and it's very chill. It's very relaxed. And up until now, the story has been, I would say, a very standard teenage love story. You know what I mean? Like, it's been very calm and casual and whatever. It's been like, maybe something that you or, myself have experienced and up to this point. Well, let me just let you know that this title, like the intro and the title of this video, was not clickbait. It wasn't also the wrong video title and thumbnail for the wrong video. The title is absolutely correct. Things are about to go so downhill so quickly that you probably can't even comprehend how bad this is about to be. So anyways, they're sitting there at the table, and she's like Alex, like, did you watch the little videos on YouTube about Skibidi Toilet or something? And Alex is like, yeah. Because he thought, like, she was trolling, like, because at that point, like, Skibidi Toilet, it's, right now, like, Skibidi Toilet is synonymous with brain rot. But back in, like, September, it was kind of known as cringe and like, why are little iPad babies in love with it? And if you like it, there's no problem, right? As long as you don't want Skibidi Toilet to put a baby in you, then you're fine. What a sentence, my friend. What a sentence I just said. Anyways, so yeah, sure enough, right? She's like, well, Alex, I want to be very honest with you. And Alex is like, what the hell is going on? She's like, well, I don't know how to put this. And whenever someone says that, you already know you're in for a treat. She's like, Alex, I don't know how to say this. Alex's hands get all clammy, starts beads of sweat, whatever. She's like, I don't know how to say this, but like, it's so weird. I think you judge me. Alex is like, no, I wouldn't judge you. Which is like, you shouldn't say that if you don't know what she's about to say. She's like, you know, I fantasize about the Skibidi Toilet. And Alex is like, what? What? Yeah, so Alex is like, his brain, you know that kind of like SpongeBob meme where it's like all the little SpongeBobs in his head are running around and there's fire? Because he's like trying to remember someone's name, I think, or his name. He's trying to remember his name and they can't find it. So it's like they're all running around, fire, explosion. That's the inside of Alex's head right now. And he's kind of like coughs. It's really bad timing because bro was nervous drinking a glass of water. You know when it's like you're so nervous you need to do something, like you'll either go on your phone, you'll take a sip of water. He was nervous sipping a glass of water. So when he hears that, he like exhales a little bit of like a whack. And that makes it, he starts choking on the water. And she's like, oh, are you okay? He's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm good. And she's like, I know it's weird, but you said you wouldn't like judge me, and he's like, no, no, I'm not judging you. I just don't know if I know what that means. She's like, Alex, you know I like you very much. And Alex is like, in his head, he's like, hell yeah. But then he's like, oh wait, no, is this good? Is this bad? I don't even know anymore. And in his head, he's like, how am I gonna tell Will any of this, bro? No. Because the thing is, like, this isn't like a secret date he went on. Will's going to ask for every detail. And Alex isn't going to lie to him because at some point or another, this will come out. For some reason, it will, right? So he's just like, no, that's okay. And she's like, you know, but if we're going to be together, you know, I want to be together with you, but I need you to work with me. And he's like, in his head, he's like, dude, she was so normal. She was so normal for so long. Like, bro, let's actually pause and think about this for a second. Dude, if I was going on a date with some girl and she was like, I fantasize about Skibidi Toilet, like, I need you to, like, put yourself in a toilet to kiss me, bro, I think I would say, well, madam, it's been a wonderful date, but I have to catch a meeting at 6:48 at night on a Friday. Yes, no, I have a business meeting. I have a test I have to study for tomorrow on Saturday. It's a good day, madam. Like, dude, what do you even do at that point? Like, legitimately, what do you even do at that point? So he's like, what do you mean by that? And she's like, well, I don't know how to say this, but, you know, I want to see you after this. And Alex is like, okay. He's like, because he can't tell, because like in any other situation, if he was a girl that he was like in love with and she's like, I love you, baby, come back with me, he'd be like, okay, now we're talking. Like, hell yeah, okay, I can get behind this. But a little bit of a problem is all of the Skibidi Toilet stuff that's being mentioned throughout is kind of burning a hole in his brain. So he's like, okay. And she's like, and when I come back, I want you to be sitting in my toilet. And I want you to, Sarah, this is getting hard for me to say. Why do you guys have such weird stories you submit to me? Why are you guys all so weird? Not you guys, but why are your friends and the people you know such weirdos? She's like, I want you to serenade me with the Skibidi Toilet theme song. What? So Alex is just like, okay. You know, I mean, dude, what do you actually say to that? Like, genuinely, what do you even say to that? I think I'm at a loss for words myself. And I'm just recounting a story that was told to me, to you. Bro, imagine sitting there in this situation, like, oh my God, I don't even know where I'd begin with this. I genuinely don't even know where I'd start. Well, actually, I think I would do what I said I would do and be like, oh, madam, good day, I must leave. A pressing emergency. The Prince of Prussia has demanded my presence immediately, so I must get on the next flight out of here, which is right now. Goodbye. You know, and Alex wasn't quick on his feet. He didn't think to say that, so I don't know what else to say. But Alex is like, okay. And she's like, good, I'm glad you know that now. And then Ava literally pivots to a normal conversation. She literally pretends like that didn't happen. And she starts speaking about whatever. And Alex is in his own world right now. He's like kind of in the conversation, but like you could tell that he was low-key out of it because like, bro, I don't know what I'd do either, bro. I'll be straight. I don't know what I'd do either. Anyways, so they continue to have a conversation. They get their meal. Alex is like, let me just enjoy the food. It's good. He eventually pays the tab. They walk out of there. And yeah, so they're like, all right, I'll see you Monday. And she's like, I don't know if I'm doing anything tomorrow, Alex. And he's like, okay. And she's like, oh, well, I'll let you know. And she leaves. Alex is like in shambles right now, bro. He's never been more distraught in his life. The girl of his dreams apparently has insane Skibidi Toilet fantasies and wants him to be a part of it. So he calls his friend. He calls up Will. And Will's like, yo, what's up, dude? How'd the date go? Alex is like, dude, I don't know. I just need to talk to you right now. And Will's like, oh, shit, okay. Yeah, okay, I'll be there. Like, where do you want to meet? Alex is like, because they were actually, the restaurant was closer to Will's house than Alex. He's like, can I just walk to your house? Like, I'm 5 minutes away. He's like, yeah, come over. I think Will was expecting that, like, she revealed that she was a boyfriend, or she was like, hey, I love this friend date, or something stupid like that. Will thought like, oh, it blew up in his face. Like, he maybe said something stupid. I don't know. Will was expecting to console him. Will was not prepared for what was about to come. So Alex comes over, and Will's like, hey, what's up, man? Opens up the door. He's like, yeah, come on. So they pass by, and Will's mom's like, hey, Alex, how's it going? And Will's like, Mom, like, I need to talk to him. It's a situation. She's like, okay, boys, I'm sorry. So they walk up the stairs. They go into Will's room. Will closes the door, and Alex sits down on his bed. Will sits down on his, like, chair, whatever, his little spinny chair. Is like, all right, debrief time. Dude, what happened? So that last 10 minutes of story that I just told you, Alex basically tells to that level of detail. So by the end of that period, Will's face is just of like white as a ghost. He's like, and eventually Alex like ends the story. They just sit there in silence for 30 to 45 seconds. They're just chilling. No, they're not chilling. They're both mourning the loss of whatever. They're mourning, bro. They're not chilling. They're mourning. They're mourning the loss of what this could have been, and basically just, it's not good. Sitting there in silence for 30, 45 seconds. And Will's like, ho, breaks the silence after a minute. I did not expect that, bro. Well, I think it's needless to say that that's the last time we're chatting with that girl. And Alex, okay, remember how I said in the beginning that, like, Will low-key was in the right, and Alex made a few mistakes, and Alex is very forward about that. He made some mistakes here. So Alex says, well, I do like her. Like, maybe she was just being weird. Like, everything else is so cool. And Will's like, no. You are not going over to see her and putting yourself in a toilet, bro. Unless that's what you want to do. And he's like, Alex is like, no, that's weird. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a Skibidi Toilet or whatever the frick she said, dude. And Will's like, okay, well, she's a psychopath, and you're not seeing her anymore because you're my boy, and I don't want to see you hurt. And Alex is like, well, but and this is something that I've been in. Not like this. Okay, pause. I don't mean that I've been, let me be very careful with my words. I've never been in a situation where a girl tries to seduce me back to her house, but says I need to sit in her toilet and say the Skibidi Toilet song as I kiss her deeply in her warm mouth. That's never happened to me before. But what I'm saying is the whole rose-tinted glasses, right? The perception of someone, putting them on a pedestal and not being able to see when BS is happening. You know, it's happened to me a lot. So I feel bad here. So, dude, I've been in situations where, you know, it's looking bad, or this girl is bad news, or just things where it's obviously not good. She's so many red flags. And since I'm in a situation where I put them on a pedestal, I do this really bad. Like, this is a bad thing that I'm working on. And honestly, I need to listen to my friends more when they give me objective advice. I'll even know that they're probably right but I still do it anyways. So this is something that I can heavily relate to. But Alex in this situation, he had the rose-tinted goggles of rose-tinted goggles on, bro. He saw her as like, remember, and I can feel bad for him here. He doesn't get any play. No girls talk to him, really. He's had one or two things here or there, but they've blown up in his face, and he's taken a lot of L's. And finally, a girl that he thinks is really cute and he's really liked, up and minus the Skibidi Toilet weird obsession stuff, minus that, she's great. She's perfect. And now, because of this one little thing, which is not a little thing, we'll talk about that later, he's going to lose it all. So Will's like, bro, look, the fact that this girl dropped that to you, and look, here's the other thing too. Will's like, look, it's not even just the fact that she wants you to sit in her toilet and sing songs to her in the Skibidi Toilet bop bop whatever nonsense. It's the fact that she basically told you her deepest, darkest fantasy on the first date and wanted you, like, bro, that is a red flag in itself, let alone what the red flag actually was. They have a conversation about it. And Alex at the end of it's like, dude, you're right. I'm not going to see her. I'm going to be nice with her. But I'm basically just going to say, like, hey, like, I really enjoyed our date, but I just don't think I want a relationship. So Will's like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I get it. She seemed really cool. This happens to the best of us. I don't want you to sweat it. I don't want you to think anything. Like, bro, I'm chilling. So, yeah. He's like, fine. I get it, bro. You're totally right. We'll be done. So Will's like, you know what, man? I'm sorry about that. You know what? The right girl for you is right around the corner. I know it seems like it's been so long since the last one. I'm telling you, girls saw you chatting with this girl. They're going to be more interested in you. Which, like, I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, not even bro sign stuff, but it is true. If people, right, see you, and this is guys or girls, if they see you chat, if they see other people are interested in you, then all of a sudden it's social proof. It's kind of reinforcement. It's almost like if you see someone posting YouTube videos with 1 million subscribers versus 1 subscriber, psychologically, you're more likely to be inclined to subscribe to the person with 1 million over 1, because if other people like him, well, then he must be good. The same idea is like, if all these girls like you, then all of a sudden it's like, well, if all these girls like him, then he probably is good. Not always true, not always the case. But, Will was spitting some fire here. He was spitting some heat. He definitely wasn't wrong. The thing is, though, right, Alex is walking back to his house, and he gets a text from Ava. And Ava's like, hey, my parents are gone tonight. I think you should come now. And Alex just came out of a 30-minute long discussion with Will, thoroughly breaking down the pros and cons and analyzing the situation very logically. And they both collectively came to the conclusion that he should not see this girl. But let me just tell you, fellas, if you have not been in a situation like this, you might be thinking, oh, well, he's being ridiculous here. No, you got to understand. You can have all of logic point precisely to one thing, but your emotions will point to another and you'll go to the other, right? Even if it defies anything that makes sense. That's why you always got to be very careful making decisions by yourself if you're being emotional. I've made that flaw many times. I've made that mistake quite often, actually. It's been my downfall a few times. So, of course, Alex is like, what's your address? Oh, no, Alex, what are you doing, boy, my boy? What are you doing? Anyway, so Alex walks over, goes to the house, and in his head, he's like, oh, my God, I'm making such a mistake. Goes over there. She's like, hey, what's up? Opens up the door. Sure enough, the parents are gone. They walk in there. She's like, so do you wanna like come up to my room? We can like watch a movie or whatever. Alex is like, sure. Because look, here's the thing, bro. If they're gonna quote unquote hang out, ignoring the Skibidi Toilet nonsense, Alex is low-key okay with that. I'm not blaming him here. If this was a situation, look, if I was in his shoes and this girl didn't say anything about the Skibidi Toilet thing, and I was into her and it was all this kind of stuff, yeah, I would 100% be over there, no question. But Alex is like, there's more context here. So anyways, so Alex sits down and, they go over and it's, her room and there's like a TV in her room. So she's like, you know what? Oh, if you want to sit right there, like, I'll be back. And so Alex sits on her bed and like there's TV's on. He kind of puts it on to Cartoon Network or something. I think regular show, good show, by the way. He's playing, he's chilling, he's on his phone a little bit. It's not that deep. It's kind of whatever. And that's when 10 minutes later, he's kind of like, where's this girl? She's like, Alex, can you come in here, please? He's like, okay, gets up, walks over to the bathroom. Brace yourself, by the way. Brace yourself. So he goes up to the bathroom door. It's closed, but it's like, it's weirdly lit in there. Like, it's not like, he could see some light coming from underneath the door, but it's not like the light's on. Like, it was some candlelight type stuff. He's like, what? He's like, are you in here? She's like, yes, open the door. It's like, okay. All right. Okay. Like, I'm going to give a little bit of a content warning. It's already been, this whole episode's been a little sus, but the following is like mad sus. So if you're like on the younger side, maybe just skip through, skip a minute forward. Just know that like some weird stuff happens. So I'm going to say. If you're like fine content-wise, I'm not gonna be like crazy graphic, but just a heads up, it's weird as hell. Just to be straight. Opens up the door. She is standing there. No clothes. Completely butt naked. And she's standing right next to the toilet. She's like, Alex, I would love for you to be right here. She points inside the toilet bowl. Oh. Sorry, this is painful for me. It's hard for you, my friend, to hear this. It's even harder for me to hear this, okay? It's hard for you, it's harder for me. So Alex is just like, he's frozen, right? Because it's like, on one side, it's like, I'm seeing the girl I'm in love with. Okay, right? Completely naked. Could be a worse situation, my friends. But she's pointing towards the toilet bowl. And she's like, Alex, time for you to be my little skibidi. Get in here. And Alex is like, my what? And she's like, Alex, I want you to be my little skibidi toilet. I want you to put a baby in me, skibidi. And Alex is like, okay, turns around, literally nopes the hell out of there, runs down the stairs, and it's just like, runs out of her house, immediately like runs down the block, pulls out his phone, calls up Will. Will's like, yep. Alex is like, dude, I made a mistake. Will's like, did you go to her house? Alex is like, yes, I was about to. Will's like, was she weird as hell? Alex is like, maybe. Will's like, bro, you gotta listen to me, my boy. How's it going, everyone? Today we got a story time of a Gen Alpha girl who claims to the entire class that, prepare yourself, Skibidi Toilet got her pregnant. If you didn't die from cringe, well, congratulations. You're one of the few survivors, and I hope you enjoy today's story time. So leave a like on the video right now to claim your very own free nothing. Yes, limited time offer, so leave a like. With that being said, let's just jump right into the story. So we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Charlie. And if you want to submit your own story, it can be about anything you'd like, as long as you think it'd work well in the channel. Go to Instagram, look up Connor Pugs. I actually have 1.2 million on there, so you'll know it's me. I don't know, people like my reels. And message me the story. You can only message me if you follow me, so make sure you follow me first. Anyways, so Charlie's telling me this story about this girl who's in his class. And what should we call this girl? We're going to call this girl Ava, right? That's a classic name I've been using on the channel lately. That's becoming a classic. Anyways, so Ava's been notorious for a little bit of time now, and by that I mean that she's been known as someone who loves attention. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I definitely know that, like, when I went to school, there was always that person who is just known for being one who is fond of attention. one who demands eyes, ears, and attention, and every molecule inside your brain that constructs thoughts be placed upon them. I definitely had a few people like that when I went to school. And just like imagine that person who went to your school who was basically an attention fiend. Like they were taking lines of attention. They needed to go to, I don't know, Attention Addicts Anonymous after this thing, bro. Imagine that person and multiply them by 10, and that's Ava. At least how Charlie's explaining her to me. Yeah, so Ava's pulled off several stunts before. Like there were many other, I don't know. I don't even know how to put them. I'll tell them a few of them to you quickly because it really is necessary to understand the story. So the first story, this happened a year ago. So Charlie was on, hanging out with his boys at lunch, and all of a sudden, Ava starts freaking out from a couple tables over. So, people start turning around, paying her attention, and, Charlie kind of looks at his friends and he's like, yo, what's going on over there? So Ava's like on the ground, like gasping for air. So like it gets really serious really quick. Like people are genuinely worried, which like low-key, bro, I would be pretty worried myself. Like if I saw someone on the ground gasping for air, well, first thing I would think is, okay, they're choking on something. Someone's got to go in there, do CPR, whatever you're supposed to do. Which honestly, bro, in a situation like that, like I should low-key get trained for that because I don't even know what I would do. Like I genuinely don't know what I would do if something like that was going on. Anyways, though, so she like gasps out like, I'm allergic to peanuts. I think I ate something that had peanuts in it. Which, bro, like allergies are super serious. Actually, two of my boys that, I go to college with, that, I'm pretty close with, both have very, very serious allergies. If they eat that stuff, it's no joke. Like, they got to go immediately to the hospital. So no one, yeah, I think allergies are pretty well known now. My dad was telling me, like, back in, like, the 70s, if you had allergies, they'd literally just be like, figure it out, bro. But now people understand how serious it is, which is good. But that's like, so if someone, like, says that, oh, my God, I'm having an allergic reaction, you're assuming that they're going to need, like, immediate medical attention. So someone runs off, or a couple of people run off, go and find a teacher, like, tell them, oh, my God, Ava, she needs, like, blah, blah, all this kind of stuff. So it's, like, 20 minutes of Ava having this whole fit on the ground, right? Like, riling around, making as much noise, as much craziness as possible. Which, remember, in the moment, Charlie fully believed that, like, she was having a genuine allergic reaction. And understandably, everyone in the lunchroom was, like, paying attention to her because, I don't know, you want to make sure that your fellow classmate's going to be all right. Like, there's a chance that she dies from this, bro. Like, it's really serious. I mean, if you have an allergic reaction, your throat closes up and you don't get oxygen. Bro, I don't know, last time I checked, human beings need oxygen. So that's pretty bad. But anyways, right, eventually, like, the whole, like, emergency, like, the doctors come, like, I don't know, 911 was called, and you have, like, this group of men coming in, and one of them has, like, an EpiPen thing. So if you don't know, it's not good to get medicine that, is not meant for you. So I don't know, like, if you take medicine that's not meant for you, like, that medicine might help, the effects that someone has, but if you're not actually having those effects, that medicine can do, like, actual damage. And the thing is, like, Ava must have known this because she was, like, on the floor gasping for air, like, if this is my last breath, I want to let you know that I have a new TikTok account and I'm posting every day, so please follow. I mean, I'm going to be dead, so it doesn't matter, but you should still follow it even if I don't die or even if I do. But as soon as Ava saw the people coming in with an actual EpiPen, she immediately, because remember, she's on the floor like, I'm going to die, everyone, please pay attention. Which, like, bro, like, low-key, that stuff is serious. Like, I know some people that could actually die from that. But anyway, she's on the floor like, oh, my God, I'm literally going to pass away, guys. Please give me more attention. And then as soon as she sees, like, the people coming in with an actual EpiPen, she stands straight up. She stands straight up, looks at them, and instead of, like, gasping for air and being like she starts speaking normally. So everyone gets really confused because she went from, like, she pulled a 180 in, like, 1 second. You know how it's like all those, like, car commercials is like, our car can go 0 to 60 in 0.1 second or something and, like, kind of compete on that? Well, Ava absolutely blew them all out of the water. If the competition was zero, like how quickly can you go from about to die from quote unquote allergic reaction to standing up and being completely normal? If that was the competition, bro, she would absolutely sweep the floor in 0.00001 second, bro. Like actually. She stands up and the people are coming towards her with like the EpiPen like out. She's like, no, wait. And they're all wait, like, no, like, please, we have to put this in you so you're okay. She's like, I'm not allergic to peanuts. I'm not allergic to peanuts. I'm not having a reaction. So everyone around her is like really confused. I think the medical people were thinking that she was like just freaking out. So they were still going to go and like put that thing in her. She's like, wait, no, stop, please. I'm not actually allergic. And they're like, wait, what? And she's like, I was practicing for theater class. There's auditions. By the way, the school play, like, that was done. There were auditions for, like, the fall play or whatever, but that happened a while ago, so, like, this literally makes no sense. So, yeah, needless to say, Ava got in a lot of trouble for that, not only because you should not be impersonating, like, serious stuff like that and getting people, like, all riled up for that, because that's just kind of messed up in its own regards. But also, like, you wasted, like, 911 and emergency services time. And, like, imagine if there was, like, 2 calls. One of them was Ava just, like, lying. And the other one was someone who actually was dying from that. And they just happened to go to Ava. And that was, like, all the resources on the team. Someone wasn't able to get 911 services because someone was capping. Then, like, bro, like, come on. That's pretty bad. So, yeah, Ava got in pretty big trouble from that. And that happened, like, a year before this happened. So she was low-key kind of laying it low. I mean, she would do your standard, like, give me attention things. Like, she would post on her story, I'm really sad today. Or something, like, a little bit, like, she would repost, like, those sad Tumblr girl quotes or whatever on her story. She would post stuff like, I'm never trusting boys again, ... She would repost, on Valentine's Day, all alone. Or she would post on that story, like, I'm deleting social media, swipe up to get my number. And she would literally, within 24 hours, be back posting, like, random TikToks on her story. Like, do you guys know those people that are, like, always, quote unquote, quitting social media? I need to take a break from social media to cleanse my mind. I will not be back for months. I might never return. If you'd like to speak to me, you can only communicate with me through Messenger Pigeon. And then literally 5 minutes later, they're posting, like, oh, my team just won. Like, bro, what? That was the longest break ever, dude. Like, literally 3 seconds, which, bro, I'm all for, not to get on a tangent. Look, I'm all for taking a break off social media. I make money off of social media, and it's, like, surrounded some, like, a business I run. It's, like, somewhat related to it. So I got to be on it a lot, but I'm going to be honest. Like, if I wasn't, making it basically my full-time thing, then, bro, I would try and be off it so much. Like, I would never try and touch it because I know how it goes. Anyways, though, she would do that normal, like, attention-seeking stuff, but it really all came to a point, right? It really all became crazy again on this very specific day. On this day, Charlie, the subscriber, he had a class with Ava, right? It was a pretty big class. It was like your standard English class, whatever. Charlie walking in with his friend Alex. They're talking about, it's a Monday. No one's in a good mood on a Monday, bro. It just is what it is. No one's having a good time. Yeah, so on this day, Alex and Charlie are just kind of chilling. They're walking into class, sitting in the back of the class, preparing to, like, I don't know, kind of just go on their computers. Like, Alex is just going to watch, like, football highlights, and Charlie was just kind of, I don't know, go on his phone, whatever. Definitely not, ideal students. And Charlie put a little note here when he was messaging the story, like saying, guys, pay attention, do better than him. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a role model here. But anyway, so Ava's in this class, and she's not really been a problem. She's definitely had, like, a couple moments. And when I say she hasn't been a problem, like, don't get me wrong, she still had those moments where you'd be like, bro, like, stop being, like, an attention-seeking person, stop being annoying, stop trying to do all that. Like, she definitely had those moments. But you got to understand, compared to, like, faking, having a deadly allergic reaction, and posting, spamming on her story, trying to get attention, like, dude, obvious, like, by comparison, she was fine. I'm sure if like in isolation, you randomly had a class with her and you kind of experienced all these things and you didn't know anything else about like her Instagram posts or that like allergic reaction thing, you'd probably be like, that's the annoying girl in class. But to Charlie, she was actually being like toned down. Well, let's just say until this day. So on this day, Charlie and Alex are in the back of the classroom. And, Ava isn't really there. She's sometimes a couple minutes late and is like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. She kind of lists a bunch of different, like, mental disorders that she claims is the reason why she's late, which, like, one thing I will say is, like, look, mental disorders are very serious and you should get the proper treatment for them. And you should also be supportive of people who are going through those difficult times as it is very difficult, right? However, there definitely do exist, especially a lot of people I see on the internet that are just like, I'm self-diagnosed, which, by the way, I also understand, like, you don't actually need a diagnosis to have something. You don't have to pay a doctor like $2,000, like a crazy amount of money for him to say, okay, now you have it. It's not like you don't have it before. But what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of people who just, they feel sad once. They're like, I have clinical depression, or like, oh, I'm worried about this test. I have crippling anxiety. It's like, bro, no, you do not. You are a normal human being. And then they'll be like, I'm sorry, like, I burned down your house, stole your boyfriend from you, stole your dog, robbed your bank account. I'm sorry, my anxiety was up. I'm like, bro, what? Yeah, so she would be the type of person to be like, sorry, I have time disorder. I don't freaking know, dude. She just makes some stuff up and the teacher would be like, okay. Because it was never egregious enough of like, what I'm trying to say is like, she was never like consistently 40 minutes late. She'd be like 2 or 3 minutes late again and again. So it wasn't enough for the teacher to be like, hey, like we got to talk about this. But also like the teacher was probably scared to like yell at her or anything because, just like today in this culture, she could be like, oh my God, you're oppressing me because of my mental disorder. Go to the teacher, the principal, and then he just gets fired. So, yeah, the teacher's probably like, okay, whatever. So anyways, on this day, Ava was once again late. And she comes into class. Normally when she comes into class, she's like, I'm sorry, like, I had my, I don't know, brain fog disorder. I don't even freaking know, is the reason I'm late. I'm sorry. And the teacher's like, okay, whatever. And this goes about teaching. But this time, Ava doesn't come in and say anything. She just walks to the front of the classroom. So Charlie and Alex weren't really even paying that much attention because they're like, oh, well, Ava's late and going to lie about something again. That's fine, whatever. Standard occurrence, typical day-to-day right here. But when she comes in and stands at the front of the classroom without saying anything, they both kind of look up because even in the peripheral vision, they expected Ava to come towards them to sit down. And instead, in the peripheral, they could see her go to the front of the classroom. So they kind of look up and they're like, what? And she's like, Mr. Davenport, I have to make an announcement to the class. And Mr. Davenport's like, I'd really like it if you could run that by me beforehand, just so I can make sure that it's appropriate for class time. I'm not sure this is the right. And she's like, okay. I'm going to, basically to be like, shut up. I was just saying that just for the sake of saying that. I don't actually care. I'm going to say it either way. And I don't know. I think Mr. Davenport was just I'm not trying to start anything or lose my job, so I'm just going to let this slide. Because he kind of just let her go up there and was about to make her speech without knowing anything about it. Yeah, so anyways, right, Ava goes up there and she's like, I have an announcement to make to everyone. I'm pregnant. So immediately, mic drop. Yeah, I mean, it got so silent in there, you could hear a pin drop, and that would sound like a bowling ball going through 15 panes of glass. It was pretty intense. And so when Charlie and Alex saw that, they kind of look at each other, giving each other this kind of the side eye look of did you just hear what I just heard? Because part of Charlie was no way, that's crazy. Because here's the thing, this is what Charlie was thinking at the moment. This would totally be a thing that Ava would lie about. It's a great way to get attention, and you can fake a pregnancy. People do it on YouTube all the time, apparently. But also, on the other hand, if Ava was actually pregnant, there was a 100% chance that she would milk every drop of the very real pregnancy for attention as well. So honestly, Charlie was kind of at a coin flip of like, is this girl actually pregnant and using it for attention, or is she faking pregnancy and then using that for attention? Because both were like equally as plausible. So, they're kind of looking at her, and she kind of lets this pause. She's loving this. She's like, oh, she kind of like lets the pause sit there, and she's like, I got pregnant in a very mysterious way. And at this point, Mr. Davenport's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is not health class, Missy. Relax. No, but he was like, okay. And she's like, because she just kept going. Mr. Davenport's like, please keep this appropriate and brief. Bro did not even care, bro. Like, he was really just trying to minimize his risk by saying, keep this appropriate and keep this brief. Not even like, you're saying, like, why are you saying this now? Why are you saying it during class time? This is very inappropriate, all that kind of stuff. And she's like, I've fallen in love recently. I've fallen in love with someone that you might all know. So all of a sudden, they're like, wait a minute, are they going to announce it's like some teacher and this is about to be some nationwide scandal type thing? Is this going to be like some guy that we all know and like we're going to go up after him and be like, oh my God, you got her knocked up a little amount or no, but then she's like, the father of my baby is, and she's almost like making this like a game show. Bro, like one of those like kind of TV dramas. Like at this point, it'd be the ad break. And then after the ad break, it'd have a quick recap and it'd be like, and the father of my baby is, and then it would like pan between like Charlie and Alex looking at each other, Mr. Davenport looking confused in the corner, all the girls in the front row being like, oh my God, why were we ever friends with her? But no, this was not a TV show. This was real life. And she's like, the father of my baby is Skibidi Toilet. I can't even say that with a straight face. Yeah, so she says, the father of my baby is Skibidi Toilet. And at this point, Charlie's like, what? And like half the class is like holding back laughter. The other class, half the class just like doesn't even know what she's saying. Like imagine trying to explain to a Victorian child what Skibidi Toilet is. It would probably kill them immediately. And if I was a Victorian child, I would just be like, nah, that's over for me. Before they could even start to explain what phantom tax is, it would just be over. But anyways, right, yeah, so at this point, like, the teacher doesn't know what Skibidi Toilet is. He's not an internet degenerate with brain rot. So yeah, sure enough, the teacher's like, because he thinks, like, I don't know, maybe it's just not a normal name. Like, maybe it's just, I don't know, like, a name from a culture he's not aware of. Like, I don't know, the Skibidi people. The Skibidi people. They normally name their children Skibidi Toilet, Skibidi Washing Machine, Skibidi Pan Fryer, Skibidi... so like, I don't know, the teacher's a little confused right now. But then she's like, yes, you guys probably don't believe me, and I'll accept the haters. But yes, I am pregnant with Skibidi Toilet's baby, which I think she might have actually gone insane. I don't think she believed it. Like, don't get me wrong. I think she was trying to just, like, get attention. But I think she was so depraved of attention because she was so scared to, like, make another, I don't know. She was probably, like, really worried that she'd get suspended or expelled if she did another kind of, like, traditional attention grab like she did with the peanuts and faking an allergy. But she also was, like, so depraved of that sweet, sweet, sweet addictive attention that she knew that she needed to do something so absurd and so crazy, but wouldn't get her in real trouble. Like, this might get her in a little trouble, but not, like, real trouble. It might get her sent to a counselor, but other than that, she's not getting, like, suspended for saying Skibidi Toilet got me pregnant, unless she, like, starts to describe in graphic detail exactly how that worked in front of the whole class. Well, then, okay, maybe that'd be a little bit different. But, yeah, so at this point, she's like, the haters don't understand, but that's my true love. And then she goes down and sits down. And the teacher's like, okay, class, so I think you did the assigned reading. And you could tell the teacher was kind of out of it. You could tell the teacher, it's almost like he got hit by a metaphorical train he just like trying to like reposition himself, get his balance back, because I don't know about you, but I'd be a little bit thrown off if some girl in my class came in saying that she actually is going to have a baby with Skibidi Toilet. Like, bro, what are you saying? bro, bro, are the babies gonna have like ingrained brain rot and they don't even need an iPad to acquire that? Like, dude, what? Yeah, so sure enough, right, Charlie and Alex are just looking at each other like, oh my God. And halfway through the class, so the teacher is trying to regain control, and he's like, okay, we're going to talk. He's going through his lecture or whatever, and that's when, Ava stands up, and she's like, oh my God, guys, I think my water just broke, and she runs out of the classroom. If you don't know, when someone's pregnant, like 8.5 months into their pregnancy, right, when they're just about to have the baby, that's when their water broke. And she came in saying like, oh, I'm announcing a baby at Skibidi Toilet. Bro, what? First of all, bro, what? But then she's just like, oh my God, my water broke. Is a freaking Skibidi Toilet baby only take like 3 minutes to produce? Like, I mean, you can make it whatever you want, I guess, because it's just complete cap anyways. So you can say it takes a gazillion years or 1 nanosecond. It really doesn't matter here, just because it isn't real. But at the end of the day, right, I don't know. Ava's really just gone in the loony bin to try and get attention. So at this point, the whole class is like breaks into discussion again, and the teacher's like, class, relax. I low-key feel bad for this teacher at this point because all he's trying to do is teach these poor kids how to like read and write. You got some girl in his class coming in saying, oh my God, like Skibidi Toilet got me pregnant. Oh my God, my water broke. Goodbye. Like, dude, I don't think your water breaking for your Skibidi Toilet baby is going to be an excused absence. I think you're probably going to get written up for that, bro. I don't know. If I was a principal, I'd just be like, can we get this girl to transfer schools, please? Like, I'm just not trying to deal with this anymore. Yeah, so that's more or less the end. There was just like some real, like, it kind of backfired. Okay, a little more story. There's a little more story, so don't leave. But it kind of backfired a little bit in Ava's face because it's not like she had a great reputation before. She got a reputation of being like loving attention, but now she got a reputation of loving attention and being clinically insane. And she was now known as like the Skibidi Toilet Girl, which I don't know about you, but it's probably not a great reputation to have. Like, I don't know. That just doesn't sound like... what I'm trying to say is it's not like she had a great reputation before, but it definitely wasn't great after.